Hello everybody, Joseph Hennessy. Ugly day in Northern California. It's May the 2nd. We're spring. It's been ugly the whole year, but that's all part of my video today. Weather manipulation. But anyway, the name of the channel is The Children. I'm a starseed, a light worker, and an empath, and I'm trying to find fellow light workers, human beings. ETs are just tired of the matrix narrative that's beat into our head. So today I want to talk about Ascension to the fifth dimension. And I talked about Bill Gates the other day wanting to block the sun. And it's funny how these things come to me as I need to know them. I thought it had something to do with the dementia and Alzheimer, which it does, but that's not their only plan, because they want to block the sun because guess what? She's the giver of life. We don't live without her. We die. Nothing lives without her. All the things they say about her, how she hurts us, she doesn't. I've never had melanoma. I've never wore skin block in my life, and I'm pasty white. It's all the chemicals that we put on our skin that kills us. Fine, you don't go out in the sun when it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon at 115 degrees. You do it in smaller increments. Called common sense. But anyway, he wants to block her out, and his true intentions are he wants to stop the earth from ascending to the fifth dimension. All these people like Bill Gates, George Soros, all the politicians, all the world leaders, all the royal families are all evil families. They're all soulless beings. I don't know if they're humans or if they have a soul and they just lost it. But they're soulless beings that don't care about us. They hate us. They put us in this cycle of over and over and over again, we are the bad ones on the planet. And we aren't the bad ones on the planet. They just try to make us out to be. They're the ones telling us to get rid of our gas stoves, our gas cars, our gas appliances as they're flying around in all their gas-powered aircrafts. They're the ones who are emitting all the pollution, not us. They're evil, pure evil. They don't care about us. Every piece of paper that we sign on Mother Gaia, driver's licenses, everything we put our names to is a contract to the slave system. Your birth certificate, you're sold on the New York Stock Exchange, we're just a commodity. I say this over and over again. We're just the herd, the sheeple. We're just here to supply them with energy. And that's low frequency. The lower the frequency, the more miserable we are, the happier they are. It's their drug. Misery is their drug, like happiness would be ours if we actually lived in a happy place where everybody was treated the same, happy, joyous, and free, where everybody lived like a child, enjoyed your life like a child, not a care. You watch kids play, what are they thinking about? Playing. And that's all stripped away from us by the luciferians. It's all part of the slave system. The sooner you're enslaved, the better for them. Get you into the work world, start paying your taxes, buy all your stuff, taxes, fines, and fees. Never stops. But anyway, Bill Gates wants to block the sun because he's trying to block our light codes coming in from us elevating to the fifth dimension. From the sun comes the human resonance. It's the energy field from the sun that gives us life, the giver of life. All those beautiful rays. And by the way, the sun's inside the firmament. It's not 90 million miles away. If you look at the sun and the moon, they're both the same size. So how can one be 90 million miles away, and the other 238,000 miles away, and they're both the same size? Because they're inside the firmament. So he wants to block those light codes, the human resonance, coronal mass injections, and solar flares. They're all our DNA upgrades, which is unlocking our junk DNA and all the brain power that we haven't used. Why did God give us all that ability? Because the Anunnaki the lizards, whatever you want to call them, the Orions, they dumbed us down. They keep dumbing us down, and we let them do it. It's called division. We spend so much time to service the self instead of thinking about other people. And I'm not talking about your direct circle or your family. I'm talking about everybody in the collective. We're all the same. We're all God's children. We need to stop judging. We need to start loving. But anyway, Bill's trying to block the sun from us, because what's going to happen is the light codes that are coming down from the sun are changing our DNA to our original God template. The template that God originally intended us to live by. None of this duality, dark versus light, good versus evil, man versus woman, left versus right. Any way to divide us, they do. We need to stop it. But he's trying to block the sun. Guy who's buying up all the farmland and not growing anything on it, wants you to eat lab-grown meat. He wants to be your daddy and tell you what you can and can't do, as he's doing whatever the fuck he wants. He's an evil man. Look at the clouds up there. Those aren't normal clouds. They're doing it as we speak. California, it's May the 2nd. The weather's been horrible the whole year, and I don't remember during the course of my whole life the weather ever being this bad in May, April and May. They're doing it on purpose. They don't want us to ascend, but guess what? It's not going to work. All he's doing is delaying the process, because God wins, the Luciferians lose. But they're desperate. They're going to do whatever they can. Look at all the piddly stuff they're doing to President Trump to get him out of office. Secured the borders. We're going to get that Ukraine war stopped. Stop wasting our money, endless wars. They want him to bomb Iran. They want him to start a world war, because that just keeps us in loosh. And loosh is their drug. Low frequency for the Luciferians is their drug, like happiness would be our drug if we were ever to live in a happy place. But it's coming. But it's a matter of us coming together as a collective, like I state over and over. It's a consciousness thing. It's not that we're going to change the planet or the planet's going to look any different. We're still going to live here. But a lot of people aren't going to live here anymore, because they won't be able to live in the frequency of love. They can't. They hate it. It's like salt on their wounds. The more we love each other, the more they hate it. If you were to run around and hug all the people you hated on this planet, it would fix this planet faster than you could ever believe. I was told at the beginning of my journey, if we were to love unconditionally for 10 days as a collective, they'd be gone. But that's not going to happen in 10 days. It's going to happen gradually, because we've been divided for way too long. They divide us by every metrics of imaginable. Man versus woman, religion, God versus the devil, sporting events, political. We need to understand we're all God's children. If this planet was run right, we wouldn't need all this nonsense, all this government, all this political mumbo jumbo. Government is way too big. Militaries are way too big. American government is just a enforcer of tyranny all over the world. Over 800 military bases across the planet. Why? To put their foot down on everybody's throat in the name of democracy. We live in a prison. We live in the biggest prison in the world, called the United States. Supposedly the most powerful country in the world is the worst country in the world. They inflict tyranny all over the world. 800 military bases in the name of democracy. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic, which was put in place in order for us not to be going through all the crap that we're going through now with the government before Donald Trump. It's just one government, one world government, and he's not part of it. That's why they never stop beating on that guy. Never stop. Fake news never stops. Don't buy it. We need to come together and just love each other. For our kids, for us. The inner child is waiting on the inside to be let loose, to play again, to enjoy life. Not this servitude that we do on this planet of 50 years of working, and when you're old and decrepit, here's a few bucks, enjoy yourself. The government gives you a lousy $1,200 a month when you retire after being a slave your whole life. If you were able to take that money yourself and invest it your whole life, you'd be a multi-millionaire. But they're the multi-millionaire. I tell you, you're the problem. You have to fix the problem. But anyway, they want to block that sun out to stop us from going to the fifth dimension. Chemtrails. It's all part of it. Dementia didn't exist, or it did exist, but it didn't exist like it does today. 3 people in my mom's lineage, brother or sister and herself, have dementia. How many more of them are going to get it? It's not genetic. It's like autism. There was no autism when I was a kid. 1 in 36,000. Now it's 1 in 32. Is it because of the 72 vaccines? Man, people need to wake up. Wellness checks for children, they're sickness checks. They want everybody sick. Blocking the sun, they're killing you at the same time. In the name of what? In the name of Lucifer. We need to wake up, people. Look at the sky. Look at that. It's a disgrace. It looks like it's November in California, not May. Please, for the children.